Royal shocker. Who can Princess Leonor really marry? Princess Leonor of Spain. The young royal who carries not only the weight of her nation but also the immense responsibility of an ancient crown. To the world, her destiny is already written. One day she will reign as queen, following in the footsteps of her father, King Felipe VI. We picture her in glittering ceremonies, regal gowns, and public events filled with tradition. That is the expectation. But what if the fairy tale we all imagine, the idea of a princess freely choosing her own prince, collides with the unshakable reality of royal duty? What if the truth is that Princess Leonor, as heir to the Spanish throne, cannot simply marry anyone she wishes? And what if the question is not whether she falls in love, but who she is allowed to marry? This is where the story takes a dramatic turn. Because behind the glamour of royalty lies a maze of unwritten rules, unspoken expectations, and centuries of political strategy. And when we ask who Princess Leonor can really marry, we are not just asking about romance, we are asking about the very survival of Spain's monarchy. From the very beginning of her life, Leonor's path was shaped by duty. She was barely a child when her destiny became clear, the first Spanish queen regnant in centuries. Yet in that destiny lies a hidden cage. Unlike ordinary young women, she cannot simply fall in love with a classmate or a childhood sweetheart without consequences. Every potential partner is weighed, scrutinized, and evaluated not only by her family but by politicians, advisors, and a nation that sees her not just as a daughter but as their future sovereign. The first question many ask is simple: could she marry for love alone? The answer is complicated. In theory, yes. The Spanish Constitution gives her the right to choose her partner. But in practice, the expectations of the monarchy demand much more. The spouse of a future queen cannot be just anyone. He must be accepted by the royal household, respected by the people, and capable of standing beside her as a symbol of continuity. Love matters, but image matters even more. And this brings us to a chain of possibilities that both excite and terrify royal watchers. Would she be encouraged to marry within European aristocracy, following the footsteps of royals before her? After all, European monarchies have long intertwined through marriage, strengthening ties and reinforcing dynasties. A union with another royal family, perhaps in Denmark, the Netherlands, or even the United Kingdom, would not only bring romance but also strengthen Spain's standing on the international stage. But is that truly what Leonor wants? On the other hand, there is the possibility of a so-called commoner match, a love that blossoms outside the royal circle. We've seen this before. Queen Letizia, Leonor's mother, was a journalist before becoming queen consort. Could Leonor follow her mother's example and choose someone with no noble title, someone who connects with her on a deeply personal level? Such a choice would endear her to many Spaniards who long to see a monarchy that feels closer to the people. Yet, it would also risk backlash from traditionalists who expect a match of equal status. This tug of war between love and tradition raises even more questions. Imagine the family tensions that could arise behind closed doors at Zarzuela Palace. King Felipe, having modernized the monarchy in many ways, might support his daughter's personal choice. But older generations, steeped in tradition, may resist. What happens when the private desire of a daughter clashes with the public duty of a future queen? And what about politics? Every decision a monarch makes, even in their personal life, has political consequences. If Leonor were to marry someone from another European monarchy, would it signal alliances, or would it stir jealousy among nations? If she marries a Spaniard from a distinguished background, would it strengthen national pride, or expose divisions among social classes? The whispers grow louder when we consider her education abroad. Leonor studied at UWC Atlantic College in Wales, known as the School for Royals, where she mingled with young leaders from around the world. Could she have met someone there? A future partner whose identity remains carefully guarded until the time is right. Each friendship, each interaction, becomes a source of speculation, feeding the endless curiosity of royal watchers. The question deepens when we remember one essential truth: Leonor is not just any young woman. She is the symbol of a fragile monarchy in modern Spain, a monarchy that has weathered scandals, criticism, and the rise of Republican sentiment. Her marriage will not just be about love, it will be about survival. A wrong choice could weaken the monarchy's standing. A right choice could strengthen it for generations to come. So who can Princess Leonor really marry? The options form a delicate web of possibility. Perhaps a European royal, to reinforce ties and traditions. Perhaps a Spanish aristocrat, to honor history and heritage. Perhaps a commoner with exceptional character, to reflect modern values. Each path carries risk, each path carries reward. But in the end, we must not forget the most human element of all, Leonor herself. Behind the crown, behind the expectations, behind the careful smile, there is a young woman who, like anyone else, longs for love, understanding, and companionship. The real shocker may not be who she can marry, but whether she will have the courage to marry who she truly loves, regardless of expectation. And as the world waits, every public appearance, every glance, every gesture will be dissected for clues. The palace will remain silent, revealing nothing until the moment is right. And until then, the question remains a tantalizing mystery, a puzzle of love, power, and destiny. Who can Princess Leonor really marry? Perhaps the answer lies not in the rules of the past, but in the choices of the future. Perhaps the true power of a queen is not only to reign but to choose, boldly, unapologetically, and with her heart. And when that moment comes, when Princess Leonor finally reveals the partner who will stand by her side, it will not just be a royal announcement. It will be a defining chapter in the story of Spain's monarchy, a chapter that blends tradition with modernity, expectation with courage, and duty with love. Until then, we are left with whispers, speculation, and the endless fascination of a royal heart caught between crown and desire.